Madam President, Madam Secretary General, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch of the Council of Europe Action Plan with the Republic of Moldova for 2021 to 2024 here in the Palais de l'Europe in Strasbourg. I mention this because due to the sanitary restrictions, there's a very limited number of persons in this room, but many others are following us on live stream here in Strasbourg, but also in the Republic of Moldova. It is an honor and a pleasure to welcome you both, Madam Maia Sandu, President of the Republic of Moldova, and Mrs. Marija Pejčinović Burić, Secretary General of the Council of Europe. Before giving the floor to the Secretary General, without further ado, I should just like to point out that this event represents two firsts. It is the first time that a president launches an action plan, which underlines the importance the Republic of Moldova gives to this cooperation, and it is also the first time that an action plan is launched from Strasbourg and not from the capital in question. Now, Secretary General, may I invite you to present your address on the occasion of the launch of the Council of Europe Action Plan with the Republic of Moldova.
Thank you very much, Madam President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to be with you today to launch the action plan for the Republic of Moldova for the year 2021-2024. And it's also a pleasure to have this two-time first. And also to have a president, we honor Madam President to have this occasion, and I think that underlines really the importance of the cooperation and dialogue at the high level. So thank you to be with us, and thank you also in this very difficult sanitary situation in both your country here in France, but also in a number of other member states of the Council of Europe, but that underlines the importance of our continued engagement and work, and also to have this launch here in Strasbourg for me, and for, I think, our host country is very important also to send a signal that we, despite the COVID, work very harsh on the core values that Council of Europe represents. So this new action plan is a product of very hard work and close cooperation between the Moldovan authorities and the Council of Europe, and it is a clear statement of our joint intent. It reflects our collective commitment to support your country, helping it meet common European standards, implement monitoring recommendations, and make best use of technical assistance. It also builds on the progress that has already been made, not least through the previous action plan, which came to an end last year. A lot has been achieved. Laws, institutions, and practices of the Moldovan state have been changed and improved to the benefit of Moldovan citizens. For example, the Office of the Ombudsperson has been strengthened, enshrined in the Constitution, and raised to grade A status in the eyes of the Global Alliance of National Human Rights Institutions. The Equality Council has been reinforced, doing more to support those with disabilities and to counter discrimination. And the probation service has become more efficient, offering the targeted support that helps people reintegrate into society, while medical units in prisons are now better equipped, meeting minimum international standards. Added to this, I'm especially pleased that the Istanbul Convention on Preventing and Combating Violence Against Women and Domestic Violence has been signed. This treaty helps women to live their lives in the safety and security to which everyone is entitled. And I hope that it will soon be ratified by the Moldovan authorities. Indeed, capacity building in light of that ratification is just one area covered in the new action plan. It also sets out a route to further progress on a range of other key priorities. These include heightening the effectiveness of the Human Rights Convention system at the national level. Among other things, this will be achieved by increasing the use of alternatives to detention and the better implementation of judgments by the European Court of Human Rights. Similarly, more will be done to guarantee the independence and efficiency of the justice system. We just have in long talked on that, and I'm sure that this will be an important area of your exchange later on, but also of, I know that it's very high on the agenda of your agenda, Madam President, in the country. This will involve closer work with monitoring bodies, improvements to the national framework for fighting corruption, another area which is very close to your heart, and it's very important for the action and work of the Council of Europe, corruption in the judiciary, and more dialogue between institutions in the judicial field. Implementing Greco's recommendations will be key in this context. We must also increase the authorities' capacity to recover illegal assets and combat money laundering, terrorist financing, and other corrupt and illegal practices. This is essential not only to uphold our standards and values, but to support business and economic growth too. There will also be further work on anti-discrimination, children's rights, education for democratic citizenship, and improvements to electoral legislation and practice. In each of these areas, work has already been carried out and links forged with national institutions. Now is the time to harness those relationships to make further progress still. But the action plan looks to break new grounds too, working with national partners such as the Ministry of Health, Labour and Social Protection to ensure respect for social rights and human rights in the health sector, combating drug use and illicit trafficking in both drugs and human beings, supporting mediation and reconciliation in criminal matters, improving the legal aid system, and promoting local self-government that is open, accountable, and responsive to those it serves. So far, funding has been secured for nearly half of the action plan's 14 million euros cost. Norway, the EU, Switzerland, Sweden, the USA, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and the Fund to End Violence Against Children. Each of these have contributed, and to each we give our thanks. I hope that new donors will also come forward in due course to continue funding this important initiative. It will further embed human rights, democracy, and the rule of law in the Republic of Moldova, and we all very much look forward to seeing that happen. I wish the greatest success to everyone involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary General, for your support and for your warm words. And I would now like, Madam President, to offer you the floor.
Thank you. Madam Secretary General, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to take part in the official launch of the Council of Europe Action Plan for the Republic of Moldova for the period 2021-2024. This ceremony should have taken place in Chișinău, but the pandemic changed our plans, and I'm happy to attend it here in the beautiful Strasbourg. I also greet the delegates of the Rapporteur Group on Democracy of the Committee of Ministers, some of whom I met in Moldova in October 2019. Moldova has had a very fruitful cooperation with the Council of Europe since joining the organization in 1995. It has been a democracy academy of sorts for my country and in our post-Soviet transition. With help from the Council, we adopted legislation, put the fundamentals of key new institutions and education of our citizens in the spirit of respect for the rule of law, human rights and freedoms. We're very thankful for your assistance. But as you know, our work is far from being over. Your continued support, Madam Secretary General, for our prolonged path towards a consolidated democracy is highly appreciated. Since 2012, the Council of Europe and Moldova have structured their cooperation in a strategic manner via multi-year action plans with interventions in key areas. And despite some challenges and political turmoil, the first two action plans achieved some good results in their areas of intervention. I thank the Council of Europe program team, the Secretariat and the office in Chișinău for the work you all put into drafting and implementing these programs. Many thanks to the donors who made that work possible with their generous contributions. The third Council of Europe Action Plan for the Republic of Moldova, the document we launched today, will continue in the path set out by the previous efforts. Fighting against corruption and justice sector reform are the #1 priorities on this new roadmap. As you know, this is also my top priority for the Republic of Moldova. I welcome the projects included in the action plan aimed at enhancing the accountability and independence of the judiciary and developing the capacity of law enforcement institutions to tackle corruption and money laundering. The new plan will continue the efforts to improve election law and practices, improve media and internet governance legislation and practices, and fight violence against women and children. The action plan for 2021-2024 will also address challenges linked to the COVID-19 pandemic, with efforts going towards defending human rights in the healthcare sector, but also strengthening local self-government. As a nation hit hard by the pandemic, we welcome your assistance in addressing the social consequences of this crisis. On behalf of Moldovans, I thank all the donors who already committed funds to support the implementation of the new action plan. I hope that the full amount needed to implement our agenda will be secured in time. The new action plan reconfirms Moldova's commitment to deepen our cooperation with the Council of Europe and our intent to continue the transformation of the country. Good luck and full speed ahead to the teams implementing this new program. The Council of Europe has been by our side for nearly 26 years, a reliable partner, a keeper of European values and standards, a host for open and honest debates. This relationship is invaluable to us. As President, I'm determined to revert the setbacks in our democratic development and build rule of law in Moldova. Our people want institutions that work for them, and they deserve that. I count on the support of your organization in this endeavor. And when the pandemic is over, I look forward to welcome you all in the Republic of Moldova. Thank you.